Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. I'm Spencer Israel, joined by Joel Elconin and Dennis, taking a last-minute, much-needed day off. But we've got Joel, myself, and a lot of news to discuss. Holy cow, was the January effect in effect yesterday. A lot of individual movers as well. Our old friend, a friend of the show, Gene Munster, out yesterday with a pretty interesting note on Amazon potentially buying Target. We have the solar stocks on fire, some marijuana stocks on fire, Intel with a bit of a CPU bug that maybe apparently goes back a decade from the report I was reading. We've got some earnings later in the day, PBR lawsuit, a lot of two-day move candidates, so a lot to discuss on today's show. Our guest today will be at 8:35. That is Ivan Finseth, partner and CIO of Tigress Financial Partners. Joel, how's it going this morning in the S&Ps?
S&Ps are in the green by 3.5 points here. Your pre-market low, 92.25. That was just below your close of 93 even. That's your support on the downside. On the upside, knocking on the door of all-time highs again. Had a couple highs at 98 even, 98.25. We hit 98.75 in the pre-market trading. That is your bogey. That's the all-time high. Sure looks like we're going into that 2,700 handle today if we can hold this up opening. Crude, $60 is now support instead of resistance, up 47 cents. It's 60.84. You can see the high right here at 60.93, looking to clear out another major level at 61 even. Gold trading going for its 9th day in a row here, man. I'm going to have to short some gold here. 8 trading sessions in a row is taking gold up. We did hit 13.23 earlier in the session. Now we're unchanged here. So we'll see if the old 8-day winning streak is too much in the gold market. Silver's been participating in the rally as well, but not nearly as much on a percentage basis. That was up as high as 1726.5. Now it's in the red by 7 cents. And Bitcoin's doing okay this morning. It's trading up 8% here at 14,971. Just kind of quieting down here since the futures came into play. Let's take a quick look at the SIBO futures to see what kind of starting to get some trading activity here. You can see the low of the move at 13,000 and the bump up to 16,000. So little consolidation here in Bitcoin. And one of our guests, Peter Thiel, got some news yesterday. He's been heavily invested in Bitcoin since 2012. So we'll have to find out whether he's a buyer and seller at these levels. Good.
Luke asked an interesting question about an hour ago. He asked me what month do you think there will be a show in which we do not discuss Bitcoin? I said not this year.
Oh, never.
Never
Again.
Again.
It's a crypto. It's here to stay. It's like the internet.
Okay.
You say internet, I say cryptocurrency. I don't know about the stocks that we're talking about or if it's going to be Bitcoin or something else here, but we'll just have to track down Peter. I mean, here's a guy that's a market veteran, right? Kind of puts himself back in the, traditional investing era, and he's in it, but it'd be interesting to see. But I'd say I'll mention it every day until we're not talking about it anymore. But boy, oh boy. Yeah, Peter Thiel was a guest spinner a couple different times. He's been on. Really nice guy. We're going to track Peter down today, but so much news here, Spencer.
I'm just checking the newswire. You have to look at the newswire every day at 8 a.m. at 8:30 for any new blockchain mentions. So here's what I've got so far from 8 a.m. GIGL, Giggles and Hugs, begins accepting Bitcoin cryptocurrency at all locations. I don't think that's moving at all.
They need it. They're 2.5 cent stock or 20.
All right. Hey, no stock is too small. TEUM That's nothing huge there. All right, so nothing big this morning at 8 a.m. as far as block. I just searched in Pro for blockchain. Nothing new this morning as far as blockchain announcements. At least that's moving any stocks.
Let's just talk about Berg from yesterday, and Dennis was chomping at the bit to short that one. Just looking at the the pre-market session, got up to 620, got nowhere near that level during the regular session. Only made a high of 514. Close actually near the lows of the session. Let's see how Berg is trading this morning. Up a nickel here, but boy, oh boy, you want to see it get away from this 350 level. You could easily fill the gap from last year. You need to get down to 269 if you take out that 352 level. Huge volume yesterday. Let's see if the stock can find some support today.
All right, let's probably start off with January effect. Joel, yeah, it seems to. And we talked about this, of course, yesterday, previous weeks leading up to this, but it was in effect yesterday. A lot of stocks, dogs of 2017, getting a pop. Where do you want to start?
Just, also the continuation of the Santa Claus rally that was interrupted a little bit momentarily on Friday. Let's just talk the dog of the dogs, General Electric. It took my eye off this one. I was looking at 617.65 area, had 4 or 5 highs at that area. It caught a bid right off the opening bell, blew through that area. Now you're even trading up in the pre-market here. On 105,000 shares, you're over $18. There's an 8-cent gap here to fill from yesterday's. No, not really. Only a 7-cent gap. So I don't know. First time going through 18 here. It's a big whole number. I don't know. Maybe the sellers will pull back. GE just had a terrible year last year. Buyers did step up. You can tell on the daily chart here. Nice rounding bottom, but Dennis looking for the 2-day move. We just got to see if it's already had the 2-day move because it was up on Friday as well. But clearing 18 would be a big hurdle. Also, Allergan, you talk about a stock did not perform well in 2017. Caught a bid yesterday and had a real nice rally. Been finding support in the same area. Let's see how it's trading today. Just hit 171.12. Let's see what Allergan did in yesterday's session. Allergan came off the lows of the move and added 7 points. Trading flat here at 170.39. Got to take out that 71.12 high. Above that, look at your next daily high, 72.60 and 74.09.
And also retail too, though. JCPenney, Sears, and there may be others, but those are the two that came across our radar. But it seems like it is in January effect is in full effect today.
Today and yesterday. JCPenney, we talked about that one yesterday. That had a nice rally, kind of opened up near the Friday's high and just took off, never looked back. $4. I mean, we'll see here. You did have some highs at the 375 area, but big stock like this, you always look for the whole numbers. $4. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 highs back at the end of September. And then the other retail stocks, Sears Holdings, we mentioned that one on the show. That had a little bit of a rally up from the bottom here at 350. See if you're getting any follow through today in Sears. Trading up a couple cents. Series of high, man, not much resistance in this thing, not at the $4 level. Just a trio of highs at 394 and 396. That's 16 cents away. Potential target on Sears Holdings.
All right, I want to hit on one. I actually missed this news item yesterday. I didn't realize it was news from yesterday, but I saw it this morning. Our pal Gene Munster coming out with a note yesterday. His bold call of the year is that Amazon will buy Target. And I saw that headline this morning, and I was shocked because you don't just snap up Whole Foods and Target in a 12-month span. But He didn't predict when exactly he thinks this would happen, but that's his bold call of the year. Amazon will buy Target. I think his reasoning. Let me pull up the note here. He noted that Target is an ideal offline partner for Amazon for two reasons: a shared demographic and a manageable but comprehensive store count. Is what he wrote in a note yesterday. I was surprised. Can you see that?
I mean, he does a lot more research in this than
That's
I
true.
do.
He does.
So if he's calling for it, I don't know. Amazon has been quiet. Target, I mean, you put me in a Target, a Kohl's, or any one of these other places, and well, I guess the Target I could pick it up because they have a lot of red, right? They're kind of symbolic with the red targets and everything. But store location is important. Going back to brick and mortar, whatever, 68.80, that's your pre-market high. Great day for Target yesterday. Added over $2. That rumor did come out yesterday as well, and just getting a little more of an effect today. $70. I mean, you want to hear that in Target? You are now trading at levels that you have not seen since boom in the 70 handle here. We haven't been in the 70 handle since January of 2017. Pre-market high is 68.80 and trading right at the highs of the session. So I don't know if they're going to buy it. I mean, buy it now after this kind of rally, unless they just had been accumulating stock for a long time. I don't know. Good call by Gene. We'll see what happens.
You would have to assume that there'd be some regulation hurdles there. You don't just snap up Whole Foods and Target and get away scot-free if you're Amazon. But we'll see. I certainly a bold call that came across my radar, everyone's radar, I guess, yesterday. I want to go back to some two-day move candidates, though. We talked about a couple just earlier. The semis, though, AMD already up just under 6% in the morning. I know that was one that Dennis had harped on. Or has been harping on, but a move in the semis, and that was one that was on his radar. And what are you seeing this morning?
Big move in AMD here, up 6%, 67 cents at 11.65. Why don't you give us like the Intel news? I mean, these things were on fire yesterday. Dennis said they were trading higher in the after hours session, but what time did that Intel news come out?
Yeah, the Intel news came out yesterday. I don't know actually what time it came out yesterday. I know it came out after the bell, but this news of an apparently very large CPU bug, and the money quote that I read, the bug affects all modern Intel processors dating back at least a decade. And worth noting that they do come out with Microsoft comes out with a every Tuesday with a patch update. I haven't read that yet, but there's some sort of Intel CPU bug that, it's hitting the stock. Intel's down this morning. I don't know much about it, quite frankly. It's not my area of expertise, but that's something to watch. And of course, NVIDIA and AMD and the semis, they're of course competitors, so that would be explaining that move.
All right, so let's look at the pre-market trading, and we have AMD trading at the highs of the pre-market session. That's a big move. I mean, to move that stock that much in a regular session, you got to trade a lot of stock. Trading at 11.73. The high is 11.79. Trying to find some resistance for you here, folks, and you have a couple highs to contend with. The first one is 11.95. That is your November 8th high. That's flagged by a close at the previous day on November 7th at 12.05. So we'll call 12 a potential target. You need to get another 25 cents from here. And then your November 7th high was 12.27. So better places to exit longs and try and shorten it. Short this thing, gave you some chance to buy it under $10, but holding up near the highs of the pre-market session. NVIDIA stock we haven't talked about as much. That had a good day yesterday, tacking on gains today, and that had just been bumping up against 200. Now you got to break out over 200, so I'd rather see it come back to 199.50, 200 for a gap fill to buy and support. but you're getting into an open area here, folks. And if you're shorting this, be careful. Above your pre-market high, 2 1/4 1/4. You have nothing in here until 2 10 12. That was your high on November 29th. And if you don't think a stock can go up $10 in a day, did you see what the Bobster did yesterday? That thing.
No, but actually, before you get to that, I forgot to mention, I wanted to bring it up on yesterday's show. I was driving to the airport on Monday, and I saw a car with the license plate Alibaba, and I got a picture of it.
Really? Was it Jack Ma?
I don't know. It could have. It wasn't a very nice car, so I don't think so. But it had the license plate was Alibaba. That to me that's a sell signal, Joel.
It is a sell signal.
It's a sell signal.
Oh, I don't know. 184 up, trading up 80 cents in the pre-market. The stock. Nick was talking about this one that he liked it. Getting in a distance here, striking distance of the all-time high. The all-time high 191.75. And what makes that all-time high even more of a significant level is he tested it 4 times on November 21st, 22nd, 24th, and 27th. He had all those highs from 191.45 to 191.70. Only $6 away from it, but boy, I tell you, the way this thing can move is not to put it out of the question here.
Some other potential 2-day move candidates. GE, something I only realized yesterday that CES is right around the corner. Joel, Consumer Electronics Show.
You going?
I will not. I never go. Come on. But you know, one of the main stories every year is anything related to electronics. GE is, of course, in that realm.
So you think they're coming up with something big here?
Well,
do we have a Spencer Israel exclusive?
Well, no, I have no exclusives to give you. But you know, as far as and we can cover that later in the show. But you know, electric car is going to be a big story. Smart home, wearables, those are all going to AR, VR. Those are all going to be huge stories throughout the event, and that is, of course, GE's realm. I do wonder what they're going to have to say regarding smart home appliances and that type of thing.
They need some kind of innovation.
They need something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they've you know, the street hasn't been warming up to them. I mean, I think we did cover it a little bit, trading up in the pre-market, 8 cents here at 18.06. Had a relentless buyer in there yesterday. 17.99 fills the gap. But look at this. Looking at this chart here, GE, when's the last time it had 3 up days in a row? Let's see. One here, you have 2 up days here. Let's see. We're going back here to July. Is that? Nope. I see another one. In September, you did have a 3-day rally from 24 to 25, but it quickly gave that back. So looking for your first 3-day rally in GE since mid-September.
what about Twitter? Did you see that move yesterday?
Twitter straight up off the open, right? Found support at the $24 level. Couple lows at the same area. Twitter likes to do that. 23.91 was your low on Friday. 23.85, that was your low on Tuesday. Closed at 24.51. Let's see what happens here at the 24.60 area where we're trading, 24.56. Keep an eye on 24.60, folks. 3 highs, 457, 454, and 460. This was all during last week's trading. Once above, you clear that level, things open up into the 25 handle, 25.56. And you know what number has always stuck out in my mind in Twitter since October? Was 25.25 when you had all that ballyhoo about them being taken over by CRM. You had a big run in the stock, went to 25.25, turned around, and then you saw what happened after the deal was pulled. But Twitter, nice move yesterday. Keeping an eye on 24.60. That could be the key to moving into the 25 handle.
And then HPQ also a potential 2-day move. Did you see that chart?
Take a look at HPQ, your legacy tech. Oh, just someone stepping up at the $21 level over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sessions, just building a base, a relentless buyer. Got a nice move yesterday. Just a trading range, though. I just don't like all these pesky highs. 134, 131, 129, 130, 128, 133 for yesterday. So, clear out that seller that's been there over the last several sessions. Look at 2160 and then maybe a 22 even target. 2197, that was your high on November 29th.
We do have a merger to announce, not to announce, it's already been announced, but to discuss this morning. Dominion Energy, ticker D, and Scana, ticker SCG, will be merging. Scana shareholders will receive 0.669 Dominion shares for each share that they own. Total value of the deal, $7.9 billion. Takeout price is $55.35.
There you go, $49.77. You hit that, you pull back to the $47 area. This stock has been in the doghouse for quite some time. Really, a triple factors with that. You had higher interest rates, which take money out of the utility sector. You've had a hot market. So who wants to own utilities in that hot market when you can be getting much better principal appreciation, and then the whole tide from affecting PCG more, the wildfires, but a lot of factors here. Scana kind of selling out here after a prolonged decline way off the all-time highs. This stock was a $76 stock, now being taken out in a $40 handle. What you want to watch is Dominion Resources. That stock hit. That's one that had been kind of holding up a lot better. 85.30 was the all-time high. Pulled back down to the $80 level, but they are punishing it now in the pre-market session as the acquirer. 75.75 and bounce up, currently trading at 76.36. So under that 75.75, really going to be hard to find support in this thing. Let's go a little bit longer out on the charts here. Your February low from last year was 70.87. That's another $5-6 away. I'm not out of the question here. This thing did come off the highs, that big red candle that you had when it hit that 85.30, actually double top here. But Street, hitting the acquire on this one just like they should.
We had a spin in the chat. Is Square a 2-day move candidate for you, Joel?
Square, that is just
a 1,000-day move candidate.
Nah, that has been hanging in there, and several lows. Took out that 35.80 level that had been support a couple times. Took it down. Where'd they take it to here? 34.14. Made some lows and lower 34 handle, trading up 18 cents in the pre-market. Clearing yesterday's high of 36.24. I'd say 36.47, one out level to keep an eye on. That was your high in the 22nd. Then you get up to 37.04. That was your high on the 20th. So sellers kind of getting tired. Buyers trying to buy on weakness, maybe forced to buy this thing in a rally mode. But it's certainly forming a base here. Even if you're stepping out at the $36 area for a swing trade, when you get back on the 40 handle, 34.14, a low on the move, that may signal an exit point if you're trying to pick a bottom.
All right, we had some more news this morning. We had one merger go through, or at least report of a merger. We have another not going through. Ant Financial and MoneyGram has been blocked by the Committee for Foreign Investment in the U.S. has rejected the deal related to protecting personal data. That's a report from Reuters. So that merger no longer on the table now for MoneyGram and MGI and Financial.
MGI, let's see how that one is trading here. It's been quietly consolidating. Spiked down to 11, back up at the 1250 area. So I don't know if there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know if they can get this deal together. But what was the stock was doing that would be the acquirer?
Ant Financial was going to be the acquirer.
ANT?
Yes. No, sorry, Baba. Yeah, Baba owns Ant. I apologize.
I'm sorry?
Baba.
Oh, Baba.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's not really affecting Baba here.
What about one that I can't remember if I brought it up on this show yesterday or before the show, but Weight Watchers, because that one had to move.
And there was news associated with the move too.
Well, that's true.
Not just people making New Year's resolutions.
Well, I thought I was the news. No, I said the news about the DJ Khaled thing, the social media ambassador. That's only news that I saw. What news did you see?
No, that was the news.
I said that yesterday. I didn't think that was that big news. I mean,
no, but it did have over a $3 move here. Trading up 17 cents at 48 even. Yesterday's high 47.90. So you want to keep an eye on that. Holding 48, man. There is nothing in this 48 handle, 49 handle until you get up to the double top from the 27th and 28th at 49.93 and 49.86. But important to hold yesterday's high, close right in that area too at 47.83. And when we were talking about the semi news and we talked about, I didn't really get to go over Intel yet. And Intel getting pounded, rebounded from the $43 area. This is a big move for Intel on very heavy volume. Trading near the lows of the pre-market session, 45.47. Last print is 45.49. And what's making this move just more painful is the rally that it had yesterday. You know, the buy everything mode, nice rally, buying it after hours. And now people are trapped. To me, $46. You got to get back over 46. You had 5 lows in that area, old support. Now is going to be new resistance. 45. I mean, we are just traded down. Look like a little buyer stepping up here at 45.5. But basis the daily charts, folks, 45.04. That was your low on December 18th. I realize that's another 46 cents down on the session. We'll have it close down to nearly $2. But if I was really holding out, for, even more of a gain, if you have this short, look at that 45.04 low. See if it can rebound. Still making new lows of the session. I think it's going to get there. 850,000 shares have traded. 3.6 million shares of AMD have traded. NVIDIA of 483, higher price stock, not as much volume trading, but that's trading up 485. So have some semis going in different directions here on this Wednesday morning.
What about the move yesterday in some solar stocks, specifically First Solar? I was also looking at TAN, which is the Guggenheim ETF, which has been on a little bit of a run now. But it's one thing. It's something we talked about now on the show for a couple weeks. We had Gordon Johnson on, I want to say 2 weeks ago. The main thing to highlight with regards to the entire solar sector is that January 26th is the deadline that Trump has to declare a tariff on imported solar modules, and there's already been a recommendation made by the ITC. So the 26th is the deadline for which Trump has to declare whether or not there will be tariffs or whether there will not be tariffs. So you haven't seen as much of a rally in the CSIQs of the world and the Jinko Solars of the world. FSLR though did have a bit of a move yesterday.
Let's take a look at it. CSIQ, it does have that offer on the table from,
right.
So that one's not moving as much. But First Solar mentioned on the show here by none other than Gordon Johnson, Axiom Capital. Been following the solar sector for several years. Nice move yesterday in First Solar. Right from the opening bell here, you opened up 67.52, or that was your year-end close. Opened up 67.84, your dead low of the session. You just rallied all day long. Trading up only a penny here at the pre-market, folks. Got a level for you, though. Just under 71. You had a pair of highs between 70.78, 70.92. Also getting here near a whole number. A high of the move, 71.80. But I think you might find some sellers at 71 this morning.
Did we cover the first U.S. listed marijuana ETF on the show last week? I was not here.
How did we not do that? And we had Alan Brockstein on Thursday.
We did cover it. Okay, we did it briefly? Okay, well, thank you, Shubs. So MJ, I wanted to bring that up because
we did.
Yeah,
we did.
MJX is the ticker there. I was looking at that one this morning. January 1st, the legalization takes hold. California, it's on the table in a lot of other states. New Jersey is one that it'll probably be legal end of the month, end of February. It's going to be soon. It's coming. I think I saw 8 states is coming. Legalization is. So that's going to be another big theme of the year, I think. I saw a note from Cowen and Company that they projected the industry to grow to $50 billion, 50 in market cap in the next, 10 years. But that'll be a story to watch. And MJX is one that came across my radar.
Why did it take so long to get an index, a marijuana index?
U.S. listed is
U.S. listed, right? California marijuana sales start for recreational use. Canadian pot stocks have been hot. I'm trying to pull up the components in this index, and my computer.
GWPH is number 3 in the index.
And I'll take a look at those. Nice move since it IPO'd. Let's just we did talk about that. I think someone asked about it in the chat.
Just making sure.
Boom. It is actually it's been, but this is showing trading activity going back for quite a while. It's just the first time it's been on our exchange, MJX.
I thought it just launched last week. Maybe I'm mistaken, but that was my understanding.
Oh no, this is a 5-day, 15-minute. You're right.
Okay.
Let's go to the daily here. Been straight up 29.5, 35.67. That was your high yesterday, trading above it. So man, I don't know. There's just do some of your Fibonacci projections here to find some resistance in this. Here are some of they got a lot of stocks in there, and they don't break it down here by percentage. So that's not helping me a whole lot. What's the one that was moving? AMLFF or something?
There's 2. It'll take me a second to pull them up, but there is 2 that have been particularly hot, at least through the month of December. And they're also 2 of the top holdings in the fund. So GW Pharma, I already mentioned, they're in there. The 2 other ones that I had seen, let me pull it up real quickly. Where did I write them down?
They got it. Big T's got it.
Here we go. TW, MJF, and PRMCF. Those are the 2. Canopy Growth Companies, TW, MJF, and Kronos Group is PRMCF. And those are those along with GWPH are the top 3 holdings in the fund.
And both have had some big boosts. And J-Trade is helping me out here. That was the one, ACBFF, man. These are a lot of these stocks have just been on fire here. This one's gone from $6 to $9.50. So pot stocks are back. Before we bring on our guest here, 45 seconds, DC1, longtime chatter, is thoughts on Amberilla. Now, I know that as GoPro, I always think Amberilla. I like to look at a GoPro chart.
That trade's not
now. It's not working anymore. No. Look at that GoPro potential double bottom here, but look at all-time low is 715. Amberilla must be diversifying here a little bit. Did we have news on them yesterday? Let me pull up AMBA.
Not that I saw.
No news on it. Big old move. So let's see what we're doing. We're trading up another. There's no news even on it today. You go off the board after a huge rally. Let's see here. Quiet consolidation breaks out above 60 here. You had 4 or 5 highs in the 60 or just under 60. You hit 62.34 yesterday. You're trading up another 218. Let me see if there's any volume here. There's just some odd lots trading here. A couple thousand shares have got it up here. I'm seeing this spike high that you had. I'm not sure if that was off earnings. Is that coming into play now?
We actually do have an upgrade. From Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer with the old upgrade after the 3-point rally. 65.09, folks. That was a high of the move. That might have been on earnings here back in December. Really, 65.09 to the high of the move at 65.39. That kind of looks like sell zone to me after that 2-day move. So potential targets, DC1. I hope you're long. All right, 8:36. We're a minute late, Spencer. Who do we got on the dock?
Ivan Finseth, partner and CIO of Tigress Financial Partners. We'll be right back with Ivan. And welcome back, everyone. We're joined now by Ivan Finseth, partner and CIO of Tigress Financial Partners. Ivan, Happy New Year. How's it going this morning?
Very good. Happy New Year to you. Things are pretty good.
You're in New York, correct? So it's not, or it is like 0 degrees where you are, because it's like negative degrees where we are.
It is cold.
Okay. Well,
so I don't know what happened to the global warming, but it is cold.
Okay. Give us your thoughts. I guess we'll start broad market and we'll get specific now. But starting off broad market 2018, what for you are going to be the biggest themes?
Well, I'm looking for another up year. I was very bullish last year. I said at the beginning of 17, the market would be up better than 20%. It closed just shy of 20%, up 19.4. But I think the strong earnings momentum and economic momentum will continue to drive stocks higher, along with the corporate tax rate cut, which is already has companies giving employees bonuses, increasing employees' pay, indicating a tremendous increase in capital spending, and ongoing dividend increases and share buybacks. And I think all those things together will drive another good year for the stock market in 2018.
What about specific sectors? Are there, we had some laggers last year despite the rally, energy, utilities, real estate. What do you see out of those three?
My three favorites are tech, industrials, and financials.
Why's that?
I think tech will continue to perform well, just ongoing innovation. And I think the next big driver of tech stocks is their focus on healthcare. As healthcare solution providers, cost containment, developing new applications to help monitor, and cure diseases. So I think you're going to see a lot of things going on with tech companies. The way NVIDIA just announced this partnership with GE, where GE is going to be using NVIDIA processors in their CAT scans to increase the speed and efficiency. Garmin announced a partnership with United Healthcare to enroll United Healthcare members into a fitness program where they can use the Garmin VivoFit that counts their steps. Every day you reach your step goal of 10,000 steps, you actually earn $4. So members of United Healthcare can make $1,000 wearing right now one of two fitness trackers, one by Garmin and one by Samsung. So it's not every fitness tracker. I'm sure there'll be more, but Garmin is a leading maker of fitness trackers and one of also my favorite stocks. And then on the industrial side, I think that Caterpillar and Alcoa are going to continue to do well with President Trump talking about a big commitment to infrastructure spending.
I want to ask you more about this tech move into healthcare. What specifically, aside from the partnerships that you just discussed, are there specific areas that you see that really coming through to be a story in 2018? Is it diagnostics? Is it equipment? How do you see tech having the biggest influence in the healthcare sector this year?
The biggest and broadest is going to be healthcare data management, where you could have centralized depositories of patient information for individual patients to use, their doctors to use, and other healthcare providers to use. So Amazon, I think, is going to be big in that. Google and Microsoft. Those would be the three plays in healthcare data access. Then you're going to have other types of apps like iPhone and Android phone-based, computer-based apps for people to monitor what they call wellness programs, exercise programs, diet programs. So you can see, and then more linkage of, let's say, people's going to their health club and linking the data, their exercise data with what they eat and other things that they're monitoring, such as blood pressure, blood sugar, things like that. So it's going to be a way of tying all types of data together to more efficiently monitor and set goals and people for achieving certain healthcare and wellness goals.
And what sectors or specific industries or even specific names don't you like?
Well, see, I focus so much on what I like, it's hard to think about what I don't like. But the retail is going to remain tough. There's a few retailers that I like. I mean, I like Amazon, I like Macy's, Target, Nordstrom's, and Ulta. So those are the retailers I like. But we're going to have this ongoing omni-channel migration to retailers that really have the strongest omni-channel capabilities. And I mean omni-channel by the ability to buy online, have it delivered to you, buy online, pick it up in the store, buy it in the store, have it delivered to you, or buy it in the store and take it home from the store. And companies, retailers that best connect with their customers will be successful. Retailers that have unique shopping experiences and unique product selection will be successful. And that's why I like Nordstrom's, because they have a very differentiated shopping experience. They have a lot of unique and exclusive products. They are a good omni-channel retailer. They fulfill both well in the store and online. Also Macy's. By the way, there's a headline out this morning that Amazon could be interested in Target. Target is also one of my favorites, but I think that Macy's would be a better fit for Amazon. And Ulta Beauty has a unique shopping experience. It can't be Amazon. They have a combination of hair salons within their stores that drive people to the stores. They have a very interactive shopping experience. So those are the retailers I like.
Why do you think Macy's would be a better fit?
Broad brick and mortar
Correct.
presence, a lot of good real estate. The stores are already being operated as fulfillment centers for Macy's online. My Macy's is a great program. Macy's merchandises well. They have great vendor relationships across all price points and categories, from budget products on up to like Louis Vuitton and high-end products. So I think that would help Amazon. I just think their presence, their store operations, their omni-channel capabilities, to me, makes Amazon a great fit.
We're on the line.
Macy's a great fit for Amazon.
We're on the line with Ivan Finseth, partner and CIO at Tigress Financial Partners. One of our guests yesterday he was kind of giving a little bit of a bear thesis in the retail sector, based on the fact that, okay, if you're increasing your online presence, then isn't that going to detract from your in-office or in-store sales? So maybe looking at a little bit of an offset there. What's your take on that?
No, there are two things. First, the majority of retail, almost 90% of retail, still takes place in stores. Also, shopping is a social experience. I mean, I go to the mall or look at the malls near me. They're packed. They're crowded. You can't even get into the parking lots. If everybody's supposed to be at home shopping online, then the mall should be empty, but they're not. The other thing is that in-store fulfillment is much cheaper than online fulfillment. If you are in a store and you take the item off the rack and bring it to the cashier yourself, you're the one doing the fulfilling, where as an online order adds to the cost of fulfillment because the online retailer is paying for the pick, pack, and ship. So retail is not going away. It's changing, and malls are changing. They're becoming entertainment centers rather than shopping centers. And they're adding, more restaurants, more movie theaters, more things that are really experiences rather than just retail stores, but that is also driving traffic to the mall.
And how about another driver from the market, the energy sector? Crude cleared that $60 hurdle, now knocking on the door of 61 here. Any comments on the energy sector or crude in particular?
I am surprised at the run-up. When crude was around 50, I thought it would head closer to 40 than it would 60. I'm still, bearish on oil. Means I think the price will go lower, which is actually good. So it's good for the consumer. It's good for the rest of the economy. We do run through imbalances in supply and demand and production, and we saw a big drawdown into the supply that was in the channel inventory. So that has caused a run-up. And as more crude works through the supply line, I think it will drop. There's so many factors in place that are decreasing the ongoing demand for oil. More use of solar power, more use of natural gas. So, and if more and more people drive Teslas, it'll reduce the demand for oil. And two major things that are both China and France want to be 100% electric cars by 2030. I mean, that's not that far off. So, at some point, if we have a tremendous increase in the use of electric cars, that's going to significantly drive down the demand for oil.
Ivan, I'd be remiss if I let you go without asking about Herbalife. You've been bullish this one for a while. Any fundamental catalyst that you see for HLF this year?
Just they're growing their business model. They introduce new products on an ongoing basis. New products are a big driver of new sales and the expansion of their member sales base. They have a good business model. It's a proven business model. It's been around for a long time. And this is a company that has a good product line that's also been selling, a strong seller for a long time. They experienced many years of increased sales growth, except for the distraction they had over the past few years. So they're resuming their growth rate. And so I think the stock still trades higher. And it's just, it's interesting that the stock is so controversial and people's passions, both the bull side and the bear side, are so extreme. It just makes an interesting stock.
Ivan, before I let you go, and I'm not sure when the last time we had you on, a couple of months ago, I don't think we got on this whole Bitcoin and cryptocurrency craze here. But yesterday, you saw some big news. Longtime investor Peter Thiel disclosed it. He had been in Bitcoin now for quite some time here, a little bit more of your traditional investors taking a look at it. Just, another asset class here, an internet-like bubble. Any comments here on the cryptocurrency craze?
Well, it is fascinating. I know a lot of people, a lot of smart people are enthusiastic and bullish on Bitcoin, and certainly a lot of smart and notable people are critical of Bitcoin. I think that the blockchain technology and Bitcoin make an incredible payment platform. I think it was created as a payment facilitation platform, and somehow it has evolved into an asset class, which is then hard to value or understand as an asset class because, it's not like a bond with its own cash flow, or it's not like a stock, which is, ownership in a business that can create value, and not like other commodities. And other commodities have specific supply and demand equations that also have a final end use. So Bitcoin's end use is still as a medium of exchange. So I don't understand its the compelling interest as a storehouse of value. And that's where I think the controversy is.
All right. Ivan Finseth has been on the line with us. He is a partner and CIO at Tigress Financial Partners. Ivan, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good one.
Thank you. Happy New Year, and everybody have a successful 2018.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Joel, a lot of ratings. A lot of ratings.
We
didn't get to any of them yet. I guess the first one I want to start off with, because it is moving the stock this morning, is Harley Davidson. I was actually at trivia. So actually, before I get to that story, Longbow downgrading Harley Davidson to underperform this morning. Joel, I was at trivia last Wednesday night. One of the questions was which of these companies has the stock ticker HOG, and it was my time to shine, Joel. It was my time to shine. But anyway, HOG downgraded this morning at Longbow to underperform.
And you would have whooped me because I did HDI. Brent, did that used to be HDI, or did I make that up? Harley Davidson.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, hog makes a lot of sense here. I don't know why I think about that. Boy, oh boy. I mean, if you talk to Gene Munster, right, motorcycles are going to be, extinct here. So I don't know if you want to be long Harley Davidson. Concerning here from a technical perspective, because this stock has already backed off its highs and it made in 2014 over $70. But on the daily, let's go to your daily here. And you have been in a trading range here between 50 and 52 for going back to early December. Now you are breaking out the bottom of that trading range. So boom, let's get back where it's not yet. We're down to $1.70. So I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater here until we close under $50. Several daily lows at the $50 area, 50.03. That was on December 5th. 49.97 on December 6th, and 15 a quarter. So there's your target on the downside if you're short to see if this is going to break out of a long-term trading range under 50. Things get a little dicey.
I'm trying to cross-reference my analyst ratings calendar with my scanner to see which ones are moving the most off ratings. So we just have so many. I guess I'll just run through the list then because we have 8 minutes here. So we'll start with ones that jump out to me on the first read-through. Wells Fargo catching an upgrade. They have earnings next week, Joel, believe it or not. Wells Fargo catching an upgrade this morning to outperform at Bernstein. That's one that jumps out to me. You want to look at that chart?
Wells Fargo?
Wells Fargo.
All right, let's take a look at the WFC here. A trading range as well in this one, several lows in the same area. I was looking at some of these bank stocks here, and it just looks like they're just pausing here for another run up. Wells Fargo, I mean, who remembers all of that? What was the big problem they had?
I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that they were opened up 89,000 false accounts or something like that.
I don't remember that.
No, I guess not. The market certainly doesn't remember it. Pounded it down to 49.27 in September. We just hit 62.24. That was 5 sessions ago. That's the all-time high. Support in this thing, very easy to find here. Several lows at the $61 area. Trading up in the pre-market. Let's see what your pre-market high is. Boom, 61.52. So getting a little bit of a bump. Maybe some institutional paper at 62. Kind of blew through it the first time when it went from one high was 61.72. The next day it went to 62.24 to 62.12. So another 48 cents. So, if you got your level 3 looking for, or the New York Stock Exchange open book, see if there's a big seller at 62. That might keep it down a little bit today.
E-Trade ETFC catching an upgrade this morning from Morgan Stanley. I believe E-Trade Bitcoin futures start trading today, or you can trade them on the platform. I think I saw that headline, but ETFC anyway upgraded this morning, Morgan Stanley.
Okay.
To overweight.
Let's see here. EFTC.
ETFC.
I got it. That too. ET. I got it on the right pro. Let's see. I just wanted to see when I see something up $1.17. I see one print like this. I like to see how many shares are associated with it. Only 860 shares. So not a lot getting it up here. That doesn't mean that it can't stay up here, but keep an eye on that, folks. 51.04 is your all-time high in E-Trade. Haven't seen any of their good commercials in a while. I guess I'll have to wait for the Super Bowl. But 51.04, that's the all-time high. Looks poised to challenge it today. I'll just tell you another. I just want a quick update here. I said you might get a look at 45 in Intel. Well, look out now. 45.23. That's your last print. 1.65 million shares have traded. There is definitely some problems here in Intel land. I mentioned that 45.05 low going back a few sessions. So I don't want to say under 45. You guys don't want to hear what I have there because you're looking at the $43 level, but 45.17 your last print. AMD continuing to hold the gains up 82 cents here, up 7.5%. So semis going in different directions.
IBM with an upgrade this morning from RBC from a sector perform to outperform.
It needs a catalyst, right? We've been talking about this one for quite a while. Like in the chart, the earnings fade here, came back, filled the gap to the T. Now climbing back up here. Going to need a few more upgrades here. Up 265. They got this thing running. 156.73. That was your high on December 13th. And that was the day after it hit 157.85. That was the big earnings, the run after the earnings play. So keep an eye on that, 157.85 here. But IBM, I mean, it had its run, more than a correction. It's battling back. And I don't know when the 13Fs are out again, but we'll see. We'll see if Mr. Buffett, maybe he's like scalping it. Maybe he's selling at 160, buying at 145, 146. Gets his position back, but as right now, IBM getting a nice bump in pre-market trading.
Disney upgrade this morning at Rosenblatt Piper, upgrading Anthem and Aetna. Piper also upgraded General Mills this morning as well. So those are the upgrades that jumped out to me. Oracle as well, and Morgan Stanley caught an upgrade. And those are the biggest upgrades that I saw. As far as downgrades go, what comes out to me? Eaglet downgraded at Stiefel. That's moving the stock this morning. EGLT and TJX. Aside from Hog, Eaglet and TJX are the ones that jumped out to me the most.
And who downgraded TGX?
TGX was Wells Fargo to market performance on neutral.
Retailer near an all-time high, down $1.41 here, trading at 75.28. You took out the support at the $76 level. You do have one low to keep an eye on at 75.31. That was your low on December 31st, and another low at 75.15. Under that, you'll be trading into the 74 handle. 74.14, that was your high in December 18th, or your low on December 18th. But you know what? If you tried tagging that Lulu off a downgrade yesterday, then you got tagged yourself. Street did not care. The retail was just too strong. Let's see if that even opened at the low and finished at its high. Lululemon, 77.31 open, 77.31 low, rallied to make a new high of the move at 80.27, took out all those tops at 80. So perhaps another breakout mode here in Lululemon after a downgrade. So folks, keep that in your mind if you're out there whooping up on the TJX.
Couple of stocks from the chat. NGG from Fuzzy. CMC also had earnings, but let's look at NGG.
NGG. National Grid Sponsored PLC. I have no idea what the stock is or what they do, but I'll look to see if there's any pre-market action. Trading down to 57.56. Low of the move right there. Excuse me. NGG 57.65 was the prior low of the move. We have news on it, or is it just moving down?
Not that I saw.
All right, you got a number there. Keep an eye on it. That's the low of the move, coming down from the 75 area, which had hit in May. And then CEC, you said?
CMC, they did have earnings. They beat 32 cents for 17 cents was their Q1 EPS, and sales of 1.2 versus 1.1 billion. So good Q1 number there for CMC.
Commercial metals here, rallying with the metals, trading up $1.23 here at 24 even. We were higher than that, folks, in the pre-market session. We traded up to 25.23. We backed off that level here. Let's see if this is an all-time high. Nope, the stock has been around for a while. Recent high of the move was in December of last year of 2 years ago, I guess, if we're in 18 now. December of 2016, you had a 24.64 high. Did get through that in the pre-market, but that's a level I'll be looking at for CMC. Spencer, great job here. Without Dennis, I know our listeners missed him, but hopefully he's taking care of Natalie, Spencer, and Lauren. He'll be able to join us again tomorrow. What do we have on the docket?
Hope so. Hope he's got a sick household, so hope everyone gets better. Or
did he say that like a couple weeks ago that he hadn't been getting sick?
Yeah,
and
just everyone else is sick.
The Jigsaw-rama.
Just everyone else is sick. All right, on the show for tomorrow, Mark Chaikin will join us for the first time this year. Mark is very excited to discuss his 10 worst ideas or 10 worst stocks is what he emailed me yesterday. So he's excited to talk about that. He'll be on the show tomorrow at 8:15. If you missed any part of today's show, go to our podcast, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Thank you to our guest, Ivan Finseth. Thanks to those of you who joined us in our chat at premarket.benzinga.com. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. We'll be back with you on Thursday.